teach you how to be as sneaky as them little termites. Okay? If you get a speeding fine, open it up, check the date. If it's 14 days after the event, hippie-doo-dah. Because it's 14 days after the event, they cannot bring it to anything. It's called the 14-day rule. They have to serve you within 14 days of your alleged criminal behaviour. So what you do is you open it, put it behind the clock, and let the time run out. And on the 16th day, oh, I'm really sorry, but I've only just got this today. Therefore, I'm now invoking the 14-day rule. I've now returned it. Mille and pois. Bye-bye speeding fine. Yeah, 14 days. 14 days. Right? You don't need it. You don't need any documentation at all. All you need is a time. So if their letter is dated, again, I won't mention any names. Back in Victoria. When did you do yours, dear? Send the 14-day rule back.
Oh,
6 weeks ago. If you rang me up, oh, I've got this, can you deal with it? What date's on it? Right, put it back in the envelope, send it back to him, 14-day rule. Here you go, here's a little letter. Thank you very much. Disappeared. No, they can't claim anything. They can't prove it. Unless they send it because of delivery, which they should do. And they don't because it's important documentation that they are relying upon to bring a claim. Oh, more for you, you idiot. No. All you do is just send it back. I mean, you can do if you want it, you know. I normally send it back second class, so it gets there in 3 to 5 days. There you go, recorded, received, voila, it's done.
Why do you send it back?
Because it's returned to sender. Right? It's nothing to do with you. One, it's out of time. Two, it's addressed to the wrong entity. We're not even going to argue at that point, so we don't need to.
So you open it, read it, and then send it back?
After 14 days.
but if it's wrong entity, you open
No,
something.
no, it doesn't matter. No. Because what have I told you before? Opened in error. Okay? How can it sign it and say you've received it? No postman is allowed to sign and say you've received it.
Oh, yeah.
Right? But the point is, I'm going to make to you is this. Were you in the house? Right, well there you go then. So you never received it. He can deliver it when he wants. The fact is, they have to hand deliver it to you. It's a claim of wrongdoing. So it has to be served correctly. Perfection. Right? Well, there you go. Yeah, but again, so it's outside of the 14-day rule.
So when we get to notice what days you do, these people that have repeatedly been speeding,
So what?
you're going to identify their number plate and
So
go,
what?
right, that one out of town.
So what?
You're still going to...
Yeah, unless they knock on your door and say, here you go, we've now got you. And then you go, excuse me, I think you made a mistake.
So you can mean that's lying.
It's not lying.
If you're holding it back, you're lying, right?
No.
You're as bad as them. So for me, I would rather go, where was the crime?
No.
Where did I do
Why get
harm?
into an argument? Where would you want to get into an argument for the sake of getting into an argument?
Because I feel that's bad karma to lie.
You're not lying. You're not lying. If it's not you, so therefore you have not received it. Right?
You can't lie to a corporation. It's dead. It's dead.
Right? How do you lie to it?
In any case, it's not a lie, is it?
not you.
understand, it's not me, yeah.
Right, so basically, you just put it down the clock, I'll deal with it, and I've got my time to deal with it, which is normally about the 16 days.
Okay. Yeah, no.
Right?
I mean, he's telling me it's true.
I can stop picking an argument, you don't need to.
Does this apply to both speeding fines and parking fines?
No, parking fines are slightly different. Right? The reason I want to go into parking fines, very simple. Don't get caught in the wrong jurisdiction. Because parking companies now, the crafty little mares, have gone into equity. If it's a BPA parking fine, Google them. They're not under contract, they're under equity. So you have to change your language to equity. Again, check the language. Google them. If you get an IPCC, put it in. Which jurisdiction does the IPC run from? Is it common law? Is it equity? Is it contract? And it'll tell you straight away.
So if it is in equity, what do you then do?
You fight them in equity.
And how do you fight them in equity?
Show me where I owe you. Show me where your signs forbid me, the in-rem, to park. My private property. Now show me your full ownership of that land. Show me your deeds.
So say they can't. Say I own the freehold of the land.
Yeah.
You parked your car on my
Yeah?
thing, and I'm working in equity. What would you then do?
Put it on no signage.
Put it on what?
No signage.
What does that mean?
Not enough visible signage.
So in other words, the usual argument.
So you slip back. Listen, if they're going to play the dirty games, you've got to get down and dirty with these animals. Right? It's as simple as that.
But the parking companies that issue the tickets, they don't actually open the house.
No, they don't.
On contract.
No, you've got to be careful because this is what I'm trying to say to you. There are some companies working on contracts and they contract the land from the council to be able to charge for it. Right? On behalf of the council. It's a tricky, slippery slope if you try and go that argument. So what you do is you go, okay, you are the corporation trading from, as a contractor to the council that I'm the creditor of. So I'll park where the bleeding hell alive. It's my land.
What about private? What about a parking management company? Which
Right.
operating on behalf of a private man?
Right, so what you doing? How did you get your planning permission? Because if you get planning permission, you have to provide public car parking. Free. So I'm now, if you don't let this go, I'm now reporting you to the council. For charging when you have to supply, because of your planning permission, it states you have to supply for car parking. Right? And now you've subbed it out to a third party, no disclosure. So they now have to have a contract with me as a third party contractor with you.
So is that like,
Sorry, sweetheart.
does that cover the supermarkets?
Of course it does.
Yeah, but they put up like an hour and a half.
Doesn't matter what they put up.
They can't do that.
Nope. Not in law they can.
Alright, and
Because the planning permission states quite categorically you have to give free car parking and as long as you go in and can evidence you've gone in and bought a can of pop, a sandwich, anything from that store, you can park there as long as you fucking like. Because you are a customer.
right.
Keep your receipt.
And if you haven't kept it,
Borrow some fucking else's. Right, there's loads of doing it on Facebook. Who's got a receipt for so and so?
I know somebody involved in an insurance claim against the car park in Sainsbury's, where she fallen, and getting that sorted out, even between all the lawyers, nobody owned up. She couldn't find out if Sainsbury's owned it, if it was the council, and we think it was the council in the end, but they never owned up to knowing who owned it.
But that's why you go to the land registry. You put a DSR in immediately. Right? If you have a trip or fall, don't go one of these 30% scammers. Right? Do your own due diligence. This is why our groups are so important. Right? I said this last night. Because if you've got half a dozen of your mates that can practice and want to be good on a computer and give you an hour a day for a few days, right? And Trevor's one of the best bloodhounds I've ever seen. Right? There's groups of people out there that will assist you. All you've got to do is ask. And they will find the information for you. And once you've got the culprit, now you've got them for failing to disclose, deception, fraud by misrepresentation, muddying the waters, barratry. Okay? So that's what I'm saying. Just I'm saying it was that gentleman first and that lady at the back.
This stuff new, fantastic. Is this on your website?
A lot of them is yes, and
Please,
unfortunately for the administrators, I work incredibly difficult. I work incredibly hard, incredibly fast, and I'm normally knocking about 8 or 10 of these up a day, and improving them. Because I'm doing research, I'm doing. To be fair, I don't even know how I'm working at the minute, because I can literally do 4 things at once. I can research, read, type, completely different things, and read a book at the same time.
You're a woman.
Guarantee I'm not. Right, sorry, sir, I'll come back to you. That lady and then you. Is that lady in the back? I don't hand up.
Hiya. If we complete the document that's on some of these things,
Yep.
to the DVLA,
No,
does that then not give diplomatic status and then
no, look.
issues matter?
Right, let me just pull this out to you out there now. Okay? I am the biggest tosser here.
Debatable.
No, I guarantee, because you've not heard this next bit. Right? I hate this word. I don't like the word use, but shall we say, I experiment on behalf of you. Okay? I've got 5 lads wanting their licence back. I went, here you go, send them in. 5 different pieces of paperwork. They're all looking at me going, fucking hell's this for? Just get it sent in and we'll see what happens. When they found out what I'd done to them, they called me all the sons and, you know, because I wanted to get back from the DVLA their response. So I now can make a masterclass document that they cannot dispute and understand what languages they're going to use to deny putting you, Justin Rem, on your passport, your driving licence, and remove yourself from the system. That leads me to another document. So if you cannot supply me with my correct status, you will now issue me with the nearest thing, which is what? A diplomatic immunity card. Like I said, I'm using a lot. I'm not using. I'm just, shall we say, perfecting our paperwork. Okay? Because we've all got to understand their argument. So I'm a cheeky kid. Right? So one of the guys now got his licence for another 2 weeks because I'm a tosser. Right? So basically, I've now got 5 arguments that they're going to put in by their can't put just in them on your documentation. Why they cannot give you the living status. So what does that allow me to do? Compile a document that they can't read. Because once I put all that jurisdiction in that they've argued, what does that leave them? Knackered. Because they can't argue, because I've already covered the basis. I've already made the statement, I've already shown proof of life, I've already declared who and what the fuck I am. and I've rebutted their error by issuing illegal documentation in personam fiction. Right? It's bullshit. I never agreed to that. Contract law. Put the basic one in. There has to be. There has to be. That's how a contract works. When did you disclose to me, or the state disclosed to me, that you were putting me in a legal fiction realm? When did I become a third-class citizen to be a commoner? When did I agree that? Oh, that's right, in your fraudulent documents. When did I agree to becoming under statutes? Well, produce a contract then, which would be statutory. This is a corporation to corporation. Show me my written contract. That agreed this. Here's contract law. Here's equity. Here's chancery. Hang on, I'll come back to you in a minute. Right? That's how you beat them. We do what they do to us, but we do it with what? We stick it in. I'm doing it. I'm using the clean hands doctrine. Now you motherfuckers. You muddied the waters, so you're dripping in muck. In deception. Because you've never told us that we're a personam. You've never told us that you've now attached the legal fiction to us, as us, in fraud. By failing to disclose important information. Fraud by omission. Failing to divulge something which you must divulge under the Nolan principle and fiduciary duty of a public officer. Oh, that's right, you're not a public officer, so you told to tell us that as well. So now that is abuse of the public purse. So who pays you? That's not just them, that's the police, the judges. Look at what the judges are now. Fee-paid judges. Corporate. They're not under the oath. That's why they won't give you their oath and bond. They don't know what oath they're under. It's the council oath. It's the new version of the 1933 Foreign Oaths Act. It came in 1967 to allow them to go into EEC. They undid it and they changed it into the Oaths and Something's Act. I'll put it on the bell menu, right? Because that's got to go on. That's on the list to go on. And who issues them? The council. So who's running these courts? Either the council or the police. So that's why it's called a PLP, not a CLP. Council-led prosecution, police-led prosecution. So when you chuck in now, when did the Crown, when was it that the Crown can be the injured party? Because what can the Crown never be? An injured party. It's a public office. Checkmate. You put them in a box, then you put a smaller box in, and you put a smaller box in so the fuckers can't turn round. They can't slip and slide. Yes, my paperwork is a little bit longer than it should be, but that's because I boxed them in. I do not give them room to slip and slide, and I won't give them room to turn round. I trap them in their system, our system, and the law. Then for good measure, I chuck in equity maxims, common law maxims, case laws. Now where you going, Mr. Judge of Law? Therefore you will now enter in that room if I do not receive your oath and bond in 14 days before trial. It is void, ab initio, because you are in fraud as to the law. No judge can sit upon any case without being under the Promissory Oath Act or have his bonds to show his authority. And is in what? The correct jurisdiction. If he's got no oath, no bonds, he's in the wrong jurisdiction. You're in a presumption court, the Bar Guild. Run for profit and commerce. And you will become LLPs. I know some of you muppets have. Chasing the magic trust. Right? Stop doing it. Playing their game, you're sending down a rabbit hole. Okay? You are your own property holder. You are your own stakeholder in property. What did God grant you? What did he? Dominion. Who said dominion? Over everything. The lands. Everything that swims in the ocean and the birds in the air. To the center of the earth. To the heavens. That makes you the what? Creditor. You own everything. They're now selling off the assets of the people without authority. Because they put you all as dead corporate fictions that allows them to do what? Claim abandonment. Also look up 1776 Shipwrecks Act. Anything that's found on the shores or the land belongs to the Queen. Slip and slide. Right? This is what they've done to us. By words, by acts that we don't know, because they're, I mean, at the minute they're bringing in that many bills. Fucking joke. They can't even keep up with them. Right? Who's heard of the Henry VIII clause? Right? That's how they're rushing bills in to bolster up their statutory principles and which is what? Treasonous behaviour. You cannot bypass the people. And it can only be used by who? Oh, like hell it can. You're not that divine. Only be used by the king. That divine direct king of the God. The one God has spoken in the Holy Gospel Holy Trinity. The God by blood and right has two kingship rules. You won't have heard of them either, will you? Who's heard of the Parliamentary Bible? Right? Lot to do, guys, lot to learn. Yeah? Henry VIII, on his deathbed, Parliament dissolved it, minced it, chopped it up, and barred it from ever being used again. Because it circumvented them. Then what they dare start doing, because they knew they wouldn't get certain bills passed, they got their puppet kings to resurrect them. And then to use it when they can't use it. Can't repeal something and then fetch it back to life. It's either dead or it's not. Right? And it cannot subvert Parliament. Ever. And we have not had any king line since 1714. And even that, to be fair, is debatable, because Anne wasn't of the royal bloodline. She was the in-law who had 17 abortions, 17 miscarriages, blind, and puddled. That's the effect of 17 miscarriages, I think that's it. Right? And it is also rumoured, and it's in her medical notes, that she had. And we've got her medical notes. So there's been no true King of England since 1714. This here original photostat of Elizabeth's coronation oath, and it signed everything, and all the changes that they've done from the original Coronation Oath Act. It's all already been printed out. We've got it all logged. And there's one. We've got give me more a moment. I wasn't going to do this today, but I'm going to do it. Seems you've got me on the key. All their lineage, they're all foreign from 1714. The rule of kingship states, no what can sit on the throne of England? So why have we got this fat fingered foreign twat then? That's a Catholic, now he's a Muslim. He was Muslim in 1993. 1993. It was widely broadcast, and you can Google it today. Right? And he was done by the Turkish Prime Minister, who was the head of the religion at the time. And he exposed him in 1996. And then the palace said, no, it's untrue. And that was the end of that conversation. And a lot of people went, no, it's fucking not. What's all this bullshit about? Then what's he done to the Coronation Oath Act? Who fetched Pakistan and India in it? You cannot change one word. 1888. They used Henry VIII's clause to change the Bill of Rights, the Magna Charters, and repeal them. Absolutely not. Ruling law. You cannot repeal something that was created before you. When was this Parliament created? Well, not this one, fucking hell. What was this one supposed to be from? 1689. This is supposed to be the Bill of Rights Parliament. And then 1702, they start changing it. 1707, what is Scotland? Catholic. We can't merge. Protestants. 1801, what's Ireland? Catholic. That's how they got in the front door and tried to change the religions. That's why I think it was 1561, Henry threw out the Catholics. Took all their lands, gold, executed quite a few of the clergymen, and put the rest on a slow boat to China. And he did.
Because he changed it, didn't he, from Catholic to CNA,
Yeah.
so he could get divorced.
Yep. But it wasn't just that either. Him and Rome had done a treaty called the Verona Treaty. And it was done behind closed doors. And it's actually named was the reaping of the souls. That's when your first lot of birth certificates started. So the Vatican could charge us and securitize us with the Lloyds of London. Now you know the trick. Now we know the remedy. I've got hundreds of people now, not afraid of the bailiffs. Don't give a toss. All you do is stick to the same principles. Show me the contract. Show me your authority. Here you go, here's an invoice. Here's an affidavit. If you don't rebut it correctly, you're fucking screwed. Because we're now putting that process together for equity court. Once you go to equity court with two unrebutted commercial affidavits in equity, what do they become? One becomes fact and truth in law, you can't rebut it. What does the second one become? Judgment. Therefore you issue it to the court, you show them the evidence and demand enforcement. And there's not a fucking thing their judge can do about it. Santander are in for 4.6 million in 8 weeks. Billion, sorry.
Where's the party?
We'll all know about it, trust me. John's not a greedy man. Right? We're putting it together faster than they can rebut it.
But that's EU,
What is?
Santander.
Ah,
The law fighting in English law.
what's UK Group? Santander UK PLC.
They registered in the
And it's there under GDPR, look it up. Worldwide turnover. There's several companies being fined a minimum of 17 million.
For what?
Breaching GDPR. They don't play the game. This is why Parliament now is trying to do what? Well, it is trying to, it is going, attempting to do it. Get rid of ICO. And bring it back into the government.
That's gone through, isn't it?
It's about to go through. I don't think it's actually gone through yet. But it's definitely on the cusp.
They weren't any good anyway.
No. No, I mean, they're back. They're sort of, depending on how much you went for and what details you could show.
So what's the ramifications if they get
Nothing.
king?
We don't use it.
No, so it's irrelevant anyway.
Report yourselves. I don't even argue. You now have an obligation to report yourself to the ICU within 30 days, I think, or 3 days. Can't remember exactly what it is now. 3 days. There you go, you've got caught doing wrong. Report yourselves or I will. Here you go, next day after, here's an affidavit. You've contacted me illegally, you've not done this, you've not done that, you've not done that. These are your breaches. This now brings us into the big breach. You've breached my data protection. You've sold my data. Or you've passed it on to a third-party interloper without lawful jurisdiction. Showing the wrong jurisdiction.
So this change in Parliament is not going to affect.
Fuck me. Parliament's fucking done anyway. If I can get half the groups together, it's enough. I tell people last night this. The 3.4 million votes that went into sack Starmer, you know why they pulled it? Wasn't supposed to close until the 6th of January.
Wasn't supposed to what?
Close. The vote was not supposed to close until the 6th of January. Because if we'd have got to 4 point something, 4.1, 4.2 million, they would have had to dissolve Parliament. That's why they pulled it.
So is that written in law, is it?
That's in law. If they claim that 46 million voted, 10% is all you need, or thereabouts, to dissolve them. So they cheated the system again.
In front of us. In front of the millions as well.
Because that was to do what? Dishearten everybody. To rip the soul and guts out of all of us.
So why isn't it bounced back to do it again?
Because they're the big, they won't allow it in now, right? Because now we've got to change the language. Now they can't do anything. But this is what I'm saying. There's no point 20 odd, 30 odd, 50 odd, 110, 50 odd. Right? We need 3 million. We need to pull this out. If we want Starmer gone, let's do it together. If you want Parliament gone, let's do it together. If you want the police gone, do it together.
We don't need
Now
the police gone
forces-
though, do we? We need them to do their job properly.
No. They've got to go. They've got to go.
So what, we don't have police at all?
You'll bring sheriffs back.
You
So we
bring
need a
common
new
law
police
sheriff,
force.
yeah, you bring a new force in, constitutional common law sheriffs, that have no attachment to Parliament, none. They work solely and by a board of directors of the government.
What about the good people that are in those places?
They're not.
There are. Because
They're not.
you're looking at people that
They're ignorant. And if they're ignorant, we don't want them.
Yeah, but they may be ignorant, but they may still be good.
No, they're not. Because this is the argument I get all the time. Right? Let me tell you this. If I went to work for a month and somebody told me I was a and I need to look at this, this and this.
That's you.
No. Anybody, and I don't care who it is. If it was you, anybody, right? Somebody told you every day you went to work, 3-4 days out of that week, this is the law. This is what it states. I think I'm now starting to think, hang on a minute.
You've got too much faith, okay? Because what I'm going to say is you've got whistleblowers who jump up and do a lot of things all across
Yeah.
industry, government, everything. And what happens? Who supports them? Do we, Mathis? No. So do you think they're all going to go, oh yeah, we did that, and just sit back and watch
Right,
it?
but-
They're not all good people, okay? Or
Listen.
they're not informed.
Right.
They're not hearted. We need
Let me
people.
tell you something now, right? I know a young lass now, she's 20 now, right? That went to work for the council, in the council tax department. Okay? Naive is an understatement. I told her what was right and what was wrong. 2 years on, she's still doing the same job, and now she's taking the piss out of everybody for not paying the council tax and she's getting their house taken. And she knows it's a scam. Council workers are coming out and putting it all over YouTube. We've got debt officers that are doing TikToks telling you how to beat them.
You've got ex-policemen that are coming out because they're disgusting. You've got a lot of good people you can't just put by the side.
We can. Because I'll tell you why. No. And I'll tell you why we can. Because what they should have done is stay in. Tell us. You can only bring something down from the inside.
Yeah.
Right? And by videoing it and getting it to the masses. Leaking information. This house is going to be taken. Get the people there. What do? They quit. They don't want any more of it, because I'll tell you why they don't want any more of it. So now tarred and feathered with the same brush. So taking the filthy lucre. They got paid the bonuses. If you see a cop and he's got the black Union Jack on, yeah? Have you seen those with the blue line across the middle? You know what they are? Paedophile traffickers. They're part of the Blue Temple.
A line, what do you mean a line?
Single line.
Where is that?
On a Union Jack.
Straight through the middle of the Union Jack is.
But do you know that, is that definitely true? Some paedophiles wear those badges. I don't know that you...
They're the ones that are in control.
Yeah.
That may well be true. It
No,
doesn't
no,
mean
no.
everyone that wears it.
No, everyone that wears them has done the deed. Just now, he's keeping all of them straight. He works solely for them.
Yeah, which is like the military in America. They got them all into weird things so they've had different positions.
Yeah.
But I still say this expression, a fish stinks from its head, okay? So that's why they want to get all these people. So you just said the one in control keeps them in control, and you can pull those up, you people coming in that they have good mark, they got them
Right.
there. So that's why I say you only need to change the top.
I can tell you now, right? 100%, you can't argue with this comment. All the police know what's going on. That's why they're leaving in droves. 10,000 less a month, I believe, is already gone. 300 of them, what the rats catcher compared to this, right? 300 of them are being investigated for paedophilia.
The convicted paedophiles.
Oh, sorry, the convicted
They're convicted
paedophiles.
and they still get through the Metropolitan Police
Right.
scanning.
Then you have the real figures that have just been sneakily released. How many police officers are at this minute under investigation for fraud, theft, paedophilia, rape, house battery, wife battery?
Yeah, we're nutters.
Right?
Yeah,
No.
completely.
They're not nutters. They are in the force because they've been recruited
Yeah.
specially.
So they're all just, they're all
Right,
long-
12,500.
Yeah.
How many police officers is there?
Have you 20?
They used to be, they're down to about 86,000. So you're telling me that 86,000 police officers cannot do their duty and arrest these animals and the other animals that are doing the trafficking, and they're standing by and letting it
Okay,
happen?
what's wrong with all the mothers of this country that know it goes on? They're not standing up and saying, we
Of course
protect
they are.
every child.
Well, of course they are.
So we're all guilty.
No, we're not.
Because we're not standing up. The minute we know something
No, I
happens-
think you have some truth in what you're saying.
Once we know
I
something's
agree.
happening, why aren't we all out there saying, no?
Because for one thing,
Huh?
one thing, they've now installed what in everybody?
Fear, yeah.
We are the Jabos.
Okay, what do you think those police officers that stay or those people in council
Right.
that stay? They're in fear.
No, they're not.
Get rid of the truck.
No, they're not. They are aiding and abetting and know it's doing it. They know where they're going with them. They could literally tip off me, Corporal Big Nuts, peacekeepers, fucking half a dozen of them, the Shield. Do you think that van's going to go anywhere? It will be fucking stopped, done, military hit, and taken out within fucking 10 miles.
But maybe it's human nature is the problem here, isn't it? It's
It's
that
not
you
so
own
much
it, you're a
human
policeman,
nature.
you own a house, you've got to pay a mortgage, you've got your kids,
Nobody's asking them to put themselves at risk.
but they will, because of the complexity of...
It's not particularly complex. It is very simply, here's a note. They are moving 10 kids this week from here.
Put it out there. Put it out there for them.
Right? Let's do it. But again, who do you think's getting all the bonuses? They are.
No, but
Can I
Mr...
butt in, guys? Because we've got the programme. We're 10 minutes over time.
Sorry, guys.
That's all right. It is an interesting conversation. We will continue it in some way a bit later if we can. So can we have a 10-minute breather?